Hey guys, your Marta Geek. In this video, I have an unboxing and hands-on look of the OneXPlayer that was sent to me more than a week ago so I can try it out and make a video for you guys. I already did upload a video playing Splinter Cell Blacklist. I don't know if you guys saw it. I hope you did, if you actually subscribed to my channel. And I decided to go ahead and put it back in the box. That way you guys can have an idea of what to expect when you get it via mail. Now keep in mind, I don't know if this is going to actually be the real original package that you're going to get your device if you buy it. But this is how I got it, okay? This, of course, you got the console right here. And you got some instruction manuals here. And I believe warranty stuff and all that. Instruction manuals, like you see there, you got buttons, how the buttons work in the back and all that. And you just have the cable, USB-C to USB-C, and charging brick. And that is this is a very heavy charging brick. And it also, I believe it also charges fast at 60 watt, I believe it is. But yes, it does charge pretty fast, the device itself. I'm just going to put this to the side. Keep in mind, you can also buy a keyboard if you want. You can buy a case with it as well. But they just decided to send me just the console by itself. I was going to take this plastic, which looks horrible. I tried to put it back together, but I did a very bad job putting that back together there. But it actually comes with that plastic right there, protecting the screen and the console. And that is it. Now here is the OneXPlayer. This is how it looks. Of course, it might have some smudges when it comes here to the black portion of the device because, you know, just like other plastic, the black devices, matte devices, it can attract a lot of your fingerprints, and a lot of times you're gonna just have it right there. This has a kickstand right here, which is very cool. It's very similar to the kickstand to the new OLED one, but instead of being long, it's just short, this short right here. Over here in the back, you got the volume button, volume up, volume down, and you have the mute button here in the top over there. And over here, you got the power button, which is also works as a touch ID as well. You got fans over here. You got fan exhaust over here. Over here in the top, you got USB-C, USB-C, and USB 3, USB 3.0. You got headphone jack, and you also got a slot for a micro SD card. If you want to add some more storage there, you could just go ahead and do it like that if you want. There you go. And of course, you got the trigger buttons over here, which feels really good when you're playing video games. And all these buttons actually feel really good when you're playing video games. Now, keep in mind, let's go and turn it on so you guys can see how it works how it looks when it turns on. I completely shut it down. Let's see. I barely ever shut this down. I was playing it a lot, and so most of the times I will put it in standby mode instead of shutting it off. But there you go. Look at that. It turned on pretty fast. Of course, when it turns on like a computer, like a laptop. So right now, when you log into your account, you have to enter your password. There you go. So once you log in, you get Windows. This has Windows 11. Windows 11 out of the box. And also, like I said, the version that they sent me, this is the AMD Ryzen 7 series 4800U. They also have the 5700U, which is a little bit more expensive. This has the AMD Radeon Graphic 8 card that goes up to 1750 megahertz. And of course, I believe they also have an Intel version, which goes up to an i7. I don't know how much that one costs, but it's actually pretty expensive. All three of them are pretty expensive. This device goes for around 1,300 and something. The more expensive one goes for almost 1,500, I believe it is. And if you add the accessories like the keyboard and the case, it's gonna go up. I believe the keyboard is around $50 or $60, and the case, I believe it's like $30 if you want to add it. Which, honestly, in my opinion, if you're buying a device this expensive and it's supposed to be portable, in my opinion, they should at least include the case for this device, because this device is pretty damn big. You know, this screen right here is very nice looking, but it's a 8.4 IPS screen, 2560 by 1600. and it looks really damn good. Everything that you look here on the screen looks awesome. Video games looks very good. I play video games from Game Pass. I play video games from the Ubisoft Connect app. I also play video games from the Steam application, and they look just gorgeous here on this device. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that for a lot of those video games like Halo and Forza Horizon 5, you do have to lower down the graphics. It's not like you're gonna run those games at very, very high quality like my Alienware laptop. No way, Jose. It will not happen. You have to lower the graphic settings so you can run the game smooth. So like you see here in the video, you're going to see that I'm going to be showing you guys a lot of video games here. And of course, the more higher demanding or graphic demanding the game is, you're going to have to lower the graphics down so it could run smoothly on your device, on the OneXPlayer. Now, if it's a very old game or a very one of those indie games that are not power demanding, yes, you can run it at high specs. Like, for example, the Splinter Cell game that you see on the video, that was running at completely high specs, and it was running nice and smooth, no stuttering whatsoever. But it's an old game. That game is like very, very, very old. But that's the way it's going to be on this device. Yes, it could run almost any PC game that you see out there in the market. But, you have to temper your expectation when it comes to the settings, when it comes to the specs. Now, let's go and compare it with the Nintendo Switch. Of course, you have to compare it to the Nintendo Switch because, obviously, thanks to the success of the Nintendo Switch, you have a lot of these devices trying to beat it when it comes to game-wise. Because price-wise, the problem is, price-wise, they cannot beat the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch that you see right here, this is the OLED. And this goes for $349, the OLED. $349, 7-inch screen, OLED screen. And of course, you have a lot of great Nintendo Switch games and third-party games, right? But this right here, 8.4 screen, looks great, looks gorgeous. Like you see here on the video, I put side by side watching the same video. And both devices look great. Both devices look great, and watching video on a bigger screen, it's always going to be better in my opinion. I love it. Playing video games as well on a bigger screen, it's always going to be a better experience as well. I love it. Price-wise, this goes for $1,300, $1,400, $1,500, depending on the one that you get. And this one is going to go as max $349. You could get the $299, or you get the Nintendo Switch Lite, which goes to $199. So when it comes to price wise, it can't compare with the Nintendo Switch. That's the problem. Another thing is with the Steam Deck. Steam Deck is coming around the corner next year. I don't know when. I did pre-order it, and that device is also competing with the Nintendo Switch, and it's a little bit way closer to the Nintendo Switch than this device is, because the Steam Deck is going to be around $349 to almost $500, I think, max, and that's way more cheaper than this. You have this button right here, which, for example, if you're playing like let's say launch Game Pass. That's the beauty thing about this device, is that you can install any game launcher. You can install Game Pass, which is awesome, and being able to play all your AAA games from Xbox, Bethesda, EA, and all those games running here. It's freaking awesome. That's an awesome idea. And for example, if I want to install Gunk that just came out, I cannot play Gunk on the Nintendo Switch, but I could go ahead right here and choose where I want to install it. Okay, if I want to install it there, I just go ahead and install it there, and that's it. And right now the game is actually installing on this device, and later on I could play the game here with being offline, and that is an awesome feeling, especially if you're a fan of Game Pass or AAA PC games. That's an awesome feeling that you have with this device when you're playing on the go. Like I said, you can press this button right here, and it switches between the game launcher and the Windows. That's cool that they actually added that, because even when you have a game launched, you press this button right here and it takes you to Windows. Then you press it back again and it takes you back to the game. It's really cool. Now, one thing that you must do when you're playing video games here, especially AAA high-end games, you must have the turbo button on. Right now, the turbo button is off. When it's off, it's actually going at 15 watts. The system is actually running at 15 watts when this turbo button is off. When you turn it on, when this button is on, it's actually running at 25 watts. So I did try to play Halo when I first launched it with this turbo button off, and it was unplayable. It was unplayable. I don't know if I have the video that I recorded. If I did, I'll share it here on the video. But it was very, 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 very unplayable until I actually reached them and they told me, hey man, turn on the turbo button when you play high-end games and it'll run at 25 watts. And when I did that, it solved the problem. The game started running nice and smooth. Of course, like I said, you have to lower down the graphics because, you know, it is power demanding. Halo Infinite is power demanding, but it ran smooth. You know, it ran very, very smooth. I played Forza Horizon 5, like you're gonna see here in the video, and it runs awesomely on this device, and it actually looks pretty damn good. Even though, yes, the resolution and the, you know, the detail graphic wise, everything is a little bit, it's lowered, running almost at minimum specs. I also run games like The Forgotten City, and it actually looks pretty good. It's a game that is not too power demanding, so you could play that at a better graphics. I also chose Psychonauts 2, and like you see here on the video, it also did run really damn good and smooth. And you can actually up the graphics there a little bit more if you want to. But like I said, everything, the experience that you're going to have here is based on the game that you're trying to run. And if you're trying to run those games at specs that are too high, you're just going to have a bad experience. Now, in the inside, this console actually has 16 gigabytes of RAM. And also, this one actually has only 512. Like you see here, if I go to PC, it only has 512 gigabytes of SSD NVMe. Now, this one has 500 gigabytes because it was sent to me as a review unit. But the units that you're gonna buy online are actually 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte. They're way higher. And like I said, the battery of this device is 15,300 milliamp hour battery. The battery is gonna depend on the games that you're running as well. If you're running AAA games with the 25 watts on, you're gonna have 2 hours. Maybe if you're lucky, you're gonna have 3 hours of gameplay. If you're lucky. Right? But if you're running like indie games running at 15 watts, you might easily run this device for 5 hours, 4, 5, or 6 hours, depending, depending on the game. It also has this keyboard right here. So if you're playing any video game and you need to use a keyboard, you don't see it anywhere, the option, it doesn't pop up. You can actually press this right here and boom, you got a keyboard that you can use on any device while you're chatting or anything like that, or you're in the game. Like see there, the game is installing gunk. That's awesome. Like I said, I also installed Steam. Look at that, Steam. You got Steam right here. And if you want, you could go ahead and go big picture. Let me see if it's get big picture right here, which is what you're gonna get with the Steam Deck, right? And like you see there, you got all your library here: Splinter Cell, Payday, For Honor, you know. And it's pretty cool. It's really, really awesome that you can actually install the big picture Steam from Steam. Exit, let's go and exit Steam. You can also install Ubisoft Connect, which I also have it installed here. Let's see if it actually installed here. Yeah, I have it installed here. There you go. But most likely it's going to ask me for my password. But you can also install the Epic Store, which I'm about to install the Epic Launcher. I have a whole bunch of games there as well. And look at that. Right here on the Steam, I have a whole bunch of games, especially from Ubisoft, of course. Assassin's Creed games that I can play here on the go. My Ghost Recon, I could play here on the go. It's freaking awesome, being able to play all these games that you're not going to be able to run on Nintendo Switch because they're AAA games. It's pretty awesome that you can run in here on the device. So you can install any launcher that you want. That is so cool. So, one negative thing about this device that I have to share with you guys is also the fan. When you're playing video games, if you're trying to record, and sometimes in my video, you're going to notice the noise of the fan when it's running at 25 watts. It's running a game. Yes, the fans can get loud. You're going to get it right here. But, of course, it's to keep it smooth, to keep it nice and smooth and cool. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. You're going to get the fan noise. You're going to have it right there. You don't have fans over here in the bottom. All you got is the magnet section right there, which is for the keyboard, and that's it. Of course, the device, to store it, it would have been nice if it had a backpack or a pack or a bag, so you can put it in your backpack. And of course, the problem of this device is the price, in my opinion. You know, the price being over $1,300, $1,400, $1,500. It's kind of hard to tell you or recommend my users to go ahead and run and get this device right away. The only thing I can actually tell you is that being able to play AAA games like this from Halo, Game Pass, Steam, Epic, on the go, it's a very good feeling, and it runs really good here, of course, when you lower down the specs. And it's a very good experience. I really enjoyed this device. Of course, I'm not going to be keeping this. I'm pretty sure I have to return it. But it's really cool. I'll try to upload other videos. A dedicated video for Forza Horizon 5 so you guys can see how it runs, at least 15 or 20 minutes. Let me know if you want to watch a dedicated video of what dedicated video you want to see running this device, and I'll try to make it happen. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching this video. Let me know what you think about the OneXPlayer. I know that it's expensive, that's for sure. But you know, if it was cheaper, if it was around the $500, $600, this would be a freaking no-brainer. But you know, at $1,500, $1,600, $1,400, it's hard for me to tell you guys to go out and run it and get it. But you know, I'm glad that I tried it. I'm glad that I tried it myself, and I played all these games that I wanted to play, and you know, I did have a good experience. You know, and it's awesome being able to play these games like this. So thanks for watching this video. This was a hands-on look of the OneXPlayer. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.